Welcome to today's session. In this tutorial, we will explore Django's project structure and demonstrate the use of Django ORM, Object Relational Mapping, to interact with databases. Django is a robust web framework, and its ORM feature allows you to handle databases without writing raw SQL queries. By the end of this session, you will understand Django's project structure, how to use Django's ORM for database operations, step-by-step development of a simple, user-friendly web application. Let's dive into the first section, understanding Django's project structure. A Django project is made up of several important components. Below, we'll break them down to help you understand how they fit together. Project root. The root directory of a Django project contains all the files and folders required to manage the entire application. Manage.py command line utility used to interact with your project. Common commands include Python manage, py run server, starts the development server. Python manage, py make migrations, creates migration files for database schema changes. Python manage, py migrate, applies the migration files to the database. Python manage, py create superuser, creates an admin user for accessing the admin interface. For example, you can start the development server with Python managed, py run server. Object Relational Mapping, ORM, is a technique that lets developers work with databases using objects instead of writing SQL queries. Django ORM simplifies this process by turning Python classes into database tables and queries into Python methods, making database management easier and more efficient. ORM in the To-Do List application. In the To-Do List application, Django ORM handles tasks and user accounts. The task model stores details like the title, description, due date, and status. Using ORM, tasks can be created, updated, retrieved, or deleted with simple Python methods, ensuring fast and reliable database operations. DB SQLite 3. The default SQLite database file provided by Django for local development. This file stores application data, such as users, tasks, and other records. Applications. Django encourages splitting your project into apps, where each app focuses on a specific functionality. In the provided project, To-Do app, there are two apps. To-Do app. This is the main app that handles the core functionality of the To-Do application. It includes models, defines the structure of your database tables using Python classes, example from Django, DB import models. This defines a task table with a title and a completion status. Views handles HTTP requests and fetches data from models to render templates, example. This view fetches all tasks from the database and renders them on a template. Templates contains HTML files that define the user interface. Example, login HTML might display the list of tasks fetched by the login_view. Static files directory. The static files folder contains assets like CSS, JavaScript, or images. These files are collected from all apps using the command python manage py collect static. During development, Django serves static files automatically, but in production, they must be collected into one directory for efficient serving. Configuration file settings. The settings.py file in your project defines all the global configurations. Here are some key sections. Database configurations configures how your app interacts with the database. Example. Installed apps lists all the apps used in the project. Example. Static file settings defines how static files are handled. Example. Correct. URL configuration. The URL configuration ensures that user requests are routed to the correct app or view. Project level URLs. URLs py located in the main project folder. It maps top-level URLs to app-specific URLs. Example. This modular structure allows Django developers to work on different components independently, ensuring better maintainability and scalability of the project. In the next section, we will explore how Django ORM works and demonstrate it in action.
Step-by-step development of a simple web application in Django. This section explains how to build a to-do list web app using Django's ORM. Users can add, edit, delete, and mark tasks as complete, with a focus on creating a user-friendly interface for both desktop and mobile. Open a terminal and type this to create a virtual environment to isolate our project dependencies and click Enter. Next, activate the virtual environment. For Windows users, run this command. Now, install Django into the virtual environment. Let's wait to download and install the Django. To start your Django project, run the following command. For our project name, we name it Base. Finally, start the development server and type the following command. Visit the provided link in your browser to see your Django project in action.
Create a Django application. Inside the project directory, create an app named Base to manage the core functionality, and type the following command. Register the app. Add the newly created Base app to the installed underscore apps list in to-do app settings.py. Setting up the models. Define the task models. In base models.py, create a task model that represents a to-do item. It includes fields for user association, title, description, due date, and status. Apply migrations. Run the following commands to apply the model to the database. Write views. In base views.py, create views for displaying tasks and managing user interactions. Implement views for various functionalities like user login, task creation, and task management in base views.py. For login, authenticate and log users into the system. Register. Allow new user to register accounts. Then dashboard. Display tasks belonging to the login user. And task management. Add, update, and delete tasks using Django models. Create HTML templates. Design templates like dashboard.html for rendering the task list, task addition form, and filters. Enhance with forms and URLs. Create forms. In base forms.py, define a form for the task model. Set up URLs. In To-Do app urls.py and base urls.py, define styling for a user-friendly interface. Add CSS in JavaScript. Include a static folder with styles. Update templates to link the CSS. Just like this. Static. Use responsive design. Use CSS frameworks like Bootstrap to make the application responsive. Just like this in the dashboard.html. Run the development server. Test the application locally. Deploy the project using services like Heroku or Python Anywhere for real-world use.